Hello and welcome to another edition, well, a special edition of I want to say Vibes from the Six or Gal Talks TV, but we'll just call it the Sunday night show. So tonight we're going to be talking about Man City and Man United. We'll be breaking down how Liverpool managed to score their latest ever goal in Premier League football. We'll be analysing Ollie Watkins and Aston Villa's rise, covering whether Spurs could be back after their win over Crystal Palace, and maybe having a little look at who our eyes are on to get relegated. But without further ado, let me show who is on the panel tonight. We have the victorious Vea. Vea, how you doing?
I'm good. One sec. You know what it is?
Exactly. Oh, we got graphics. But, right there with you, we have Ram. Last minute, late show.
Oh, you know how it is. Vit and I have been in this game for too long, man. Get it done. You got to get it done. That's what we did, man.
And obviously, every show needs its Liechtenstein. Every show needs its Luxembourg. Today's whipping boy is Monty. How are we doing?
Move on. I'm not feeling it, man. I'm annoyed.
Okay.
I'm annoyed.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, we're gonna go straight to the Manchester derby. So I was watching this game and I didn't give Man United much hope, much chance. Didn't think they had anything in them, and I was as surprised as anybody to see Rashford, back up the words in the article, show that he's still got something about him. And United parked a very, very, well-established bus right in front of that goal, and for 45 minutes it worked well. But when you look at a game like this over the full 90 minutes, what you end up seeing is City domination, United scoring a long-range goal, and if not for Haaland missing a few chances, could have been worse. So over to you, Veta. Can I ask you to break down what did you enjoy about today and what did you not like?
Yeah. No, 100%. And you know what? You're doing an excellent job as host. Shout out. Monty, good to see you, man. I see you all covered up, so you're hiding the face today. That's all good. What I liked about the game, I'm gonna be first and foremost, that starting 11. I saw that starting 11. I was like, you know what? I like this. I see what you did, Pep. You rested Alvarez, you rested Foden, you rested Rodri before this game, and I see why. Right. So when I saw the starting 11, Bernardo, Rodri, KDB, Foden, and we're going to talk about Foden. We're going to talk about Foden. But when I saw that and I also saw Doku, I was like, okay, we're going to be attacking them. It's going to be, obviously, we're at the Etihad. We should be attacking them. But Pep and the 11 that he trusted, I was happy with. Defensively, I was cool. I expected to see Walker. I did in my prediction. I thought that Akanji was going to be rested because I think we're going to see him more in the Liverpool game. But listen, that 11, calm. I did say when I saw United's 11, it's going to be a tough game. Because I saw players on the other side that obviously know how to fight, players on the other side that would make it difficult for City. But happy all in all. Now, the way the game played out, would I say that it was scripted? It didn't quite go to script, but I expected United to get some goal. I didn't expect them to score first, but I expected them to get a goal. Rashford, man, needs to stop doing interviews. Because when he's doing interviews, he's showing up. I don't want to see you know what? Actually, Rashford, keep doing these interviews and show up for the other clubs because I don't have to play you again. So do an interview just before you play Liverpool in the FA Cup, score another screamer, get those results. We'd love to see it. But listen, it was a matter of who was going to outlast who in terms of quality. And City have the more quality. United have the injuries, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, they were not expected to win at the Etihad. They were never expected to win, but they did make the game tough.
Yeah. Let me circle back to you. To come with your final conclusion. But Monty, let's hear a little bit from you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, Monty, how you feeling?
Obviously, at a certain point, the dopamine, the endorphins were going. You know, you got in at halftime, you're 1-0. You're thinking we can maybe do this. You know, if the stars align, we can do this. What went wrong? What went wrong today? Why aside from the quality difference between the teams? Yeah, what went wrong? Why did United lose today?
I'll be honest, it's down to fine margins, man. Fine margins, because at 1-0, we have a great opportunity to make it 2 with Rashford through on goal. And then he gets involved with this little stupidness with Walker. I'm thinking, go on, like, if he's going to foul you, I'd rather you get fouled in the box, in the penalty area. Outside the box, when referee wasn't going to give a lot anyway during the game, it was a bit of a stupid decision. And then literally next attack, Foden does what Rashford did in the first half, which was score a screamer. So even at that point, obviously the game, we reviewed this. We previewed the game and we said, listen, the only thing United are going to do is park the most double-decker buses and go off counters. And that's literally how the goal even came from. Onana, and we'll get on Onana because I think people are sleeping on Onana because of the howlers he had at the beginning of the season.
Sleeping in a good way or a bad way?
In a bad way, like you're sleeping on him when really and truly his performances have been very, very good. I'll be honest.
Okay, I don't want us. I want it to come back to your point. I'm more of an interactive host, so my issue with that comment is the goal, the Foden goal across him. I think a number of keepers go for that with their foot, and if they go for that with their foot, they save that goal. Now,
I think that's a bit. I'm
nitpicking, but I'm only nitpicking because you want praise. And if I'm going to praise him, I need to look at what he's doing properly and say, is this praiseworthy? Not for me, but go on.
I think it gets to a point where, like, David De Gea, for example, he's a notorious shot stopper, especially with his feet. Any shots in and around him, he'll stop it right there. Gal, there he is. But it gets to a point where I think he had a good game, but then the fine margins come down. Foden scored the second, and then I think 2-1, right? It would have really been like, okay, you know what? The plan didn't work. We need to change something. Amrabat's introduction, I'm not going to lie, yeah. Amrabat, yeah. I have not seen, even the game against Nottingham Forest in the cup, he wasn't that good. He was all right. 5, 6 out of 10. Amrabat, his involvement was to get stripped on the edge of the box and then to give Haaland, the guy who was starving all game for a goal. All game. And he gets one. I was like, nah, like, turn the TV off, man. Like, fuck this. Like, what's going on? We actually had a game plan. It was working. Even up until the hour mark, it was working.
Okay, so the game plan. Let's talk about some of the moments in the game. So there was a few moments whereby, you know, in terms of question says, was that on a foul on Rashford before the Foden goal?
I don't think it was.
You don't think it was?
Like I said earlier.
You see them given though, right?
No. It's too.
You don't think you see them given?
Nah, that's soft.
There was a second.
Do we praise the referee in this instance? Then are we praising the referee for not being fooled by the attacker and playing on? Is it good, strong refereeing?
Yeah, it was a good decision. I think from a Man United's point of view, from Rashford's point of view, he should have taken Walker to the penalty box and then leave it up to VAR for any commotion to happen. But when it's outside the box, the referee's going to wave it off, say, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But after that moment, Foden does what Rashford did in the first half, and the game's all square. And City, if we're being totally honest, all they needed was that one goal. It doesn't matter how it would have came. All they needed was that one, and they knew, like, with them waves after attack and wave after wave, they knew eventually the defense is not gonna hold down, especially with the substitutions. So
just gonna ask a City question, and I'm gonna start with Ram, and obviously swing it round. Ram, after watching this game today and seeing City, have you learned anything new about them? Have you changed your opinion in any way? For example, does this make it any more likely or less likely? Were you were you happy to see that they struggled a little bit? Did you think it was? What were your thoughts as an overall of the City performance and the impact it has versus your side?
Nothing's really changed in my opinion. I think it's more or less the same. I think after watching what happened against Chelsea, Chelsea had a lot more, how would you say it, a lot more confidence and a lot more joy when it comes to transitions. But I think the one thing you got to stop with City is stop them from being patient. The one thing that they were cooking from was the fact that they were being patient, people slowing the game down and not letting Man United have the ball. Once they have that era of sort of like possession in their space, that's where they become very, 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 very dangerous. And yes, Monty has shown his face. I'm proud of him. But nothing's really changed in my opinion, because look, the one thing I really didn't like about United in that second half, they had no outlet. They didn't have any form of outlet going pressing. So even like Rashford was on the edge of the halfway line to get onto those just clearances that may turn into a good long pass from the edge of the area. Like at least if you're gonna park the bus, you gotta have an outlet, because the one thing you don't want to keep it 1-0 with this City team, because then they can just produce moments of madness and moments of pure brilliance. They've got the quality of players to do that. They've got Rodri, they've got De Bruyne, they've got Foden, who showed it today. Like, and that's why I was a bit annoyed when the fact of you guys played pretty well in that first half. I was kind of enjoying it. The fact that you're playing decent football. When they did try to press you actually did get past that press pretty well. But then second half was just like pure opposite. Not good football. Just trying to sit back, no outlet, no nothing. You just clear it away, back again, back to the same shape. Got to have an outlet, man. If you don't have an outlet, then you are going to get punished by these men. And look what happened.
You know what I like? You know what I liked about this game in particular? The fact that it was the last game of the day. It's like, and Ram's doing a good job just to kind of conceal it and using the right words. But when he says I was disappointed, he was a United fan today. He was rooting for a result.
Shut up, man.
No. Ram wanted United to have a really good game, to really play spoiler, score 1 or 2 goals. He was rooting for you guys today. So the reason why his voice is all somber and I was disappointed, and you guys didn't do the favor that he wanted.
I don't want you to get that satisfaction, man. I don't want you to get that satisfaction.
You know, the difference between you and me is I want us to go win after win after win until we see each other. I actually want you to be healthy when I face you.
We're not healthy though. You can't.
No. I know you're not. But I'm talking about even past derbies. I want to play you because when it's all said and done, I want to beat the best, and then it's dead.
Yeah, he knows.
Vader
knows. Vader knows if we had a full strength team, it's a different story. He knows.
I don't know if it's a different story. No.
If only FC. If only FC.
I tell you, they did miss Hoyland today. They did miss them.
Yeah,
they definitely missed Hoyland. And let's and obviously just to finish on City before pulling it back to United is Doku is starting to become somebody that people.
No, Jay, you're not doing this. No, Jay, you're not doing this. No,
Gator, there's no agenda. Gator, there's no agenda. It's just merely something that I noticed quite early on in Doku's career thus far. Other people are starting to pick up on it. I think some people might be being a little bit more mischievous with it than others, but Doku and his, I don't want to necessarily say his end product, but his decision making maybe is a fairer thing, or maybe his when faced with options. Yeah,
you're being too nice, man. Jay,
Monty, be quiet, man. Monty, stop it.
I want to understand, and obviously all players need time to develop and stuff, but is Doku underwhelming for you at the moment? And I'll say it around the panel because he had a very good start. Everyone was, very high on him.
A great game.
It's growing pains, but Vader, is Doku underwhelming for you currently?
Everyone get the violins out. Get the
No.
violins out.
I'm gonna speak on this. And then I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be taking note. I'm gonna be taking note on how you guys talk about my Jeremy Doku. Now, listen, am I saying that he's hitting the ground running after how brilliant he looked in that Bournemouth game when he debuted, or not debuted, but when he had that great performance? Yeah, he's not maintained that level. But which player is really going to maintain that level? Is his decision making off? I'm not putting it on. He doesn't have the IQ to really figure out what to do in situations. But again, I'm talking about rhythm. There is a rhythm to have between you and the opponent, as well as you and the teammates. He doesn't have that yet. I'm not looking at this signing as it's a flop. I'm worried because I know it's going to cook. It's not cooking right now, but I know it's going to cook. He's way too talented. Now, some of those passes, some of the shots, he's off balance. He needs to slow things down 100%. The pace of the game, I think, or the pace of the Prem is he hasn't figured it out yet.
Oh,
but the man has too many. He has the skill set that makes him really threatening. You guys can write him off. You guys can say he's stinky. You guys can say he shouldn't be starting. Do all of that because I know he's going to be torching you not too long from now. So go ahead. Let me hear it. Monty. What do you got to say? What do you got to say for Doku? Let me hear it.
That brother's stinking. What's going on? Where's he at? He's doing the Paul Pogba. You get like 10 assists in one game and you say, yeah, I'm done for the season. I'm done. Catch you next season.
Oh, the way he talks about Pogba now.
Today. What Dallo look? Hey, you know Dallo, yeah? He has if I don't see him win Player of the Year for United this season, he's had a sensational season. And the improvement that Dallo's made, I'm so proud of him.
Man, that says a lot about your team, bro. Honestly, that stinks.
Hold on. Doku stinks. Yeah? Or that one shimmy. Come on, man. We read that. What else do you have to your Arsenal? Nothing. Come on. That
ball spin, though. What about that ball spin? He's got that ball spin. That's nice.
What? Come on, man. Get gone, man. Hey, Sane, Sterling. Them wingers terrified me. Them wingers, I'm like,
okay.
Oh, that
can't
handle them guys.
I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? Wan-Bissaka had to do the Sterling job. Remember, every derby, whenever Sterling was starting, Dallo was nowhere near the 11. Who was starting? Wan-Bissaka. Why?
Okay. All right. So just the last on this segment actually goes to United, and the last point we want to make.
I want to hear what Ram has to say in chat. I want to hear the disrespect on Doku that they.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. Sorry. Monty nearly took their segment time. So obviously, I got the producers in my ear saying, "Cut to the next segment." No. Listen. What's going on, Ches? Good to have you. Quickly on Doku. Ram, Doku, what's your initial thoughts on him? Are you, in terms of how he's playing, is it where you thought he'd be when the season started? Is he underwhelming? You know, what are we thinking?
On Doku, yeah, I'm holding the corn. I'm holding it. Do you know why? Because I see this guy play. I knew about this guy for time, and I know with pep and pace and skill, oh my God, it's gonna be painful. You lot have all the salt, all the hate right now, because I guarantee you, once it gets going, you guys are gonna be shitting yourselves.
Stop glazing, man. Stop glazing.
Monty?
God damn.
Monty, I know, Monty, you got beaten, so I think it's time for you just to be quiet.
My guy.
Be quiet.
Monty's about to get sniped.
Be quiet.
Tell that guy, put that gun down. He was raised in a lovely home, 2 stable parents, stable family. Please don't do gun fingers on that. Don't shoot.
He's a sharpshooter. He's a sharpshooter.
Hey, but I'm telling you, Doku's been underwhelming. I think Veta gotta say he's been underwhelming with the skills, the pace, everything. He hasn't shown enough. You got to keep it real. He hasn't shown enough. However, he's only 20 years old. So I don't know what you man are expecting. A guy that's 20 years old who's just come into the Premier League, doesn't even know what's going on. You expect him to get like double-digit goals and assists each. Like, come on.
Nah, not even.
Okay,
I just want him to have good performances. Don't stink up the gaff. Simple.
Sorry, guys. So obviously, you know, I am
Nah, Ches.
That's it. No, it's not. That's it. I want to hear Ches's opinion. I want to hear Ches's opinion, but obviously I've got two tangent points here that I can use. So I'm going to go with tangent point 1, which was there was another summer signing for another side in Liverpool who people argued had a slow start, but he's definitely finding his feet in Alexis McAllister.
Oh.
And he provided an excellent assist for Darwin Núñez as we enter our second game that we analyze, which is Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. And Nottingham Forest were pissed at
what is this rubbish? Please, officiating. Rams, take it away.
I swear to God, this guy's lost, yeah, and he's piping up the most. Yo, Veta,
okay,
help me.
So what I'm trying to say, yeah, is that essentially, right, this Forest Liverpool game looked like it was going to be a 0-0. I mean, even with Liverpool juju, it looked like it was going to be a 0-0.
Just say it, they were lucky.
The very last moment, as in, like, if Forest had kicked the ball away in that moment, the ref would have blown the whistle. Like, it was that. That's how close we're talking. So
don't try. He wouldn't. He would have
100%. And so obviously we're gonna let Ram talk on this, but Ram, obviously it's a huge.
Can I say something on this before Ram goes?
Of course you go.
No.
Can you guys hear me though?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Yeah. Listen, if I put my camera on, you probably can't even see me.
It's grainy. We can see you, but it's grainy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm just going off camera. Well, so the reason why I said Liverpool were lucky, guys, Liverpool shouldn't have even had the ball. The ball should have been in the hands of the other team because they stopped the possession in Nottingham Forest's hands. They then gave it to the goalkeeper after they came back from the injury time. Liverpool should have either kicked the ball back to Nottingham Forest, sportsmanship, or you should have given it to Forest in the first place because the ball was in their possession before the game was stopped. So I don't know why the goalkeeper decided to give it to Liverpool when the game was stopped. But then,
and also players got sent off.
But then blood is also on Callum Hudson-Odoi's hands, some of these Nottingham Forest players' hands, because they're absolute idiots. Last second of the game, you have the ball, kick it out. And Anthony Elanga, Manchester United fans, I get why you sold him. He had numerous chances in that game, sold Nottingham Forest fans' dreams, and couldn't finish his dinner. As for Liverpool, good on you to win the game. There was an element of luck. When City win last-minute games, they say, you know what, we rode our luck today. When Arsenal win last-minute games, we rode our luck today. But when Liverpool do it, it's Klopp, it's the will. It got sucked into the net. Get out of here.
It's the will. It's the will. It's the will. The ball wanted to be in the back of the net, so we put the ball in the back of the net.
What kind of judge is that? The ball
I don't care. I don't care if it's judge. We got the 3 points. Remember, Veta. Remember what we talk about. Get it done. Get it done.
So some of my quick observations from the game were, one was, did you guys not pay Origi a bonus or something? Because he was playing like he had something to prove against you, mans. Like he was running it down. He was like, so he did his job. So don't know if there's some sort of behind the scenes court case going on there. Aside from that, yeah, we see Liverpool, leave it late. Some of these young players, these, just I don't know which cloning machine you've got there, in La AXA. As my esteemed friends like to call it, got this little conveyor belt of youngsters who were all doing the job. It was a good win, a very good win if you take into the circumstances. And I know that if I'm a City fan or an Arsenal fan, I'm pissed looking at that. Just as Veta might not be, but Arsenal, like, just as pissed as say one might have been when Arsenal scored that last minute header versus Luton or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what, Jay? This is why I'm so happy you mentioned that, because I don't give a shit if we take it late or we're lucky. We are 11 injuries. We've got 11. Can I repeat? 11. A full starting 11 of injuries, and I do not care if we're lucky, if we have to crawl, if we have to fight, if we have to bite. Actually, no. If we do bite, that's wrong. That's wrong. You don't bite on football matches. But
your players
the
are not
whole
biting.
point is, I don't care. I don't care. I honestly do not care if we are lucky. Were Liverpool lucky? Liverpool fans will say, I don't give two damns. The luck that we have in terms of availability for players.
Like the video if you haven't liked it already, because we're going to delve into the rabbit hole now and on a level of how much does Ram care. And from the beginning, it sounds like he doesn't care. There might be some variation to this, but we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
No, I don't care. No, Jay, you have to.
Okay, nope, guys. He still doesn't care. Keep the lights coming, and we're gonna find out how much he cares.
You guys talk about Ten Hag because these guys are saying you guys let Ten Hag off easy.
Oh, I mean, like at the end of the day, it's like, bro, it's like they had 2 shots. Like they lost at home to Fulham, Miguel. Like
how much?
None of us were expecting anything.
You can't.
We weren't expecting anything. So
there's no crashing it on Ten Hag. He played against European and English champions, and he had a really good first half. There's not much you can really do on Ten Hag. What?
I mean,
no, you need to lower your tone. Realize who you're speaking to right now. You have not gotten
so many tones.
Lower your tone. I don't want to hear it.
All right, boys. Listen, back to Liverpool, yeah. And to understand, back to Liverpool. So, Ram, in 1 minute or less, do you want to give me what did you like about this game? Apart from obviously scoring the last minute goal, what did you see in the game that you enjoyed? What bodes well for the future? What was positive for you watching this Liverpool game?
Quivy and Kelleher, another positive. Like that, this guy, ever since Alisson's got that injury, stepped up massively. He's arguably he could go into most teams, most starting 11s as goalkeepers. Maybe even the bottom half of the Premier League from 20th to 20th to 11th, and even including Chez's team as well. He could probably start for Chelsea as well. And another positive I want to talk about, and Veda will attest to this: when you're playing badly and when you're not playing well, all you need is that one bit of brilliance, one bit of class, one bit of technique, as my good friend Have Hope would like to say. And McAllister, ever since December time, has been smoking everyone, man. He's been smoking everyone. He's been on different sauce right now. And that ball, that little turn, that little reverse clip ball into the box, that was sensational. And look, Darwin Núñez had his stick for God knows how long. Luton, the bozo-ness against Man United. But today came up trumps. Came up clutch with that beautiful G. And we move on, man. All I gotta say is the next couple of games we're gonna crawl. I know we have so much injuries. I don't care about performances. We are going to crawl through every single match just to get that dub. And I know Vate is nodding his head because he knows exactly what I mean. He knows that we're gonna crawl. He knows that I don't care about no performances. I just need to get it done.
Yeah, listen. No disrespect to the rest of the panel, but this is a Ram and Vader conversation right now with regards to what's happening here.
Whoa.
Monty, quiet down. Monty, quiet down. Monty, quiet down. Yeah, this is what I'm going to say real quick. This game, the game against Forest, they were expected to win. They had to win it. I mean, it did come down to who had more quality, and obviously Liverpool had more quality. I'm going to give much respect out to Klopp as well, because what I'm noticing, what he's doing is he's realizing that he can outlast other teams. He's realizing that he can bring on players like a Núñez, and we all know Núñez is healthy. We saw that guy run down the steps after the win in the Carabao Cup. He's been healthy, but Klopp knows if I bring him on late, he doesn't have to concentrate so much in the game. He can be an impact player. And what did he do? He came through with a clutch goal. And McAllister did his thing as well. I don't know how Liverpool got that deal done for so cheap, but hey, we'll investigate that maybe in the offseason. They got the result. All expected it. Yeah, but no one else went in for it. It was kind of wild. All that I want to point out is they were expected to win. They did win.
Man United went in for it and failed.
The player chooses where he wants to go. The player chooses where he wants to go.
Add a little spice, please. Stop.
Yeah, let me just say something to Vader quickly. Vader, I feel like you're being disrespectful once again. There you go. Of course, it's a Liverpool City thing because you guys have recently won the league. When Arsenal win tight games, it's unsustainable. It's garbage. But when Liverpool do it, it's a sign of a champion. When City do it, it's a sign of a champion.
Hey, Gal, you didn't
When
play
we're
this
blowing,
week. That's
and
why.
when it goes the other way, and when it goes the other way, and we're blowing teams out, it's like, oh, you're supposed to blow.
He wants the validation, man. He wants the validation.
When we don't score goals, oh, you're supposed to score
Can I
goals.
say something
I'm
now?
just saying. I'm just calling it spade a spade.
Yeah,
Chess,
get
you put it
Chess
up
in, man.
next,
Half
don't
an hour
worry.
in, I ain't heard you. Come on, man.
They're
By the
taking me
way,
around the houses,
by the way,
Chess. I'm trying to get to you. They're taking me
By
around
the
the
way,
houses. Don't worry.
I'm
we'll
gonna
come
give
to you
Liverpool
soon.
credit because they do deserve it. Darwin Núñez deserves it, but a spooky conversation needs to be had about Cody Gakpo. That guy is not good enough. He is. He has guys like Jaden.
How many Premier League goals does Cody Gakpo have this season?
I don't know.
I know.
No, research.
All I know is
your
his
research.
performances. All I know is his
Let's
performances.
look
Jaden
at
Dance
this,
looks better.
Igal. This
How
is the
many
thing.
goals
This
has
is
he
the
got?
reason. Igal, this is the reason
He's
why
got 5 goals.
I'm always really careful if I'm you and I start gunning other team strikers.
Goodness me.
Yeah,
5
because-
Premier League goals.
Because
More than Jesus,
I'm
no?
sure that Jesus does not have more than 5 Premier League
Yeah,
goals.
Jay is on my point. Jesus has like
Yeah.
5 goals.
Yeah, and Ketia doesn't have 5 goals.
I'm
So
looking at.
every
Martinelli's
time-
I'm
on
looking
5
at.
as well.
One second.
So
One
every
second.
time you
I'm
go after
looking
these
at Cody
players
Gakpo's
who have the same
performances.
goals as your top scorer,
Hey,
it
Gal,
always
was this
sounds
thing-
weird
Guess
to me.
what? Guess what? Performances matter.
Eland has
We're
5
not only
Premier
talking
League
about
goals as
goals. Okay. Cody
How many has
Gakpo's
Rashford got this
performances.
season, Monty?
1 second. Cody Gakpo's performances have been horrific.
Mm.
We get onto Doku, we get onto other players not because of their GA, but because of their performances. And fair enough. Yes, he has a lot of goals, but can you actually look at how much impact he has in these games? Because in that game, safe to say, you guys got better when he came off the pitch.
Yeah, but I could also
Gal,
point
would
to
you
games
say-
like
I don't think
but I
we
could
were
also
good
point
enough
to
by
games
the
like-
way.
so
Oh,
what-
Rashford has 6. Never mind.
One
Go on,
sec.
Chess. Go on. So,
Six.
Gal, would you
Yes,
say?
Have some
Floor is
shame,
yours.
bro. Have some
Would you
shame.
say Martinelli's performed well this season, Gal?
Oh no.
Martinelli has not performed well overall this season, but he has had a massive impact.
Wait, how does that make sense?
He just wiggled.
He hasn't
he
been
just
on
wiggled his
his
way
Ketia has
around
the
that,
same amount
man.
of goals
1
as
second.
Martinelli.
He hasn't had as many
Gakpo.
goals as last season, but his impact is still there. This guy still comes on and impacts
No,
games
you just said he
massively
didn't perform
in a
this
positive
season.
way.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. You just said he didn't perform.
Bro, even though he's not scoring the goals, his impact is still there. Cody Gakpo doesn't do anything to the game. He might
Yeah,
finish
disagree
off a
with
chance here and there when you're 3-0 up, but he
But he
doesn't
has
actually
more goals
impact the
than
game. He
Jesus.
doesn't benefit you guys
How does that work?
throughout the 90 minutes. That's
I
not
hear
what
what you're saying, but I feel like what you're doing here is you're trying to put a negative spin on Liverpool's last minute winner. Because when it came to Luton and you scored that header, or Manchester United, who actually could have won that game also, it was a very different narrative. And if we were to be negative towards your team, you'd be the first one to cry and get validation and go, "We won, guys!" Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to keep the same energy.
I think
Liverpool-
it's fair to allow a signing.
No, but I'm saying
I don't know
Liverpool,
if you
yeah,
guys-
very.
Is everyone here
don't
backing
just
Cody
get lucky.
Gakpo? I think he's been shocking.
No, but you're singling out like one player when they just got a last minute winner away from Forest.
Yeah,
You
and,
gotta
and
be
also,
like
it's
balanced.
like saying Liverpool's 5th choice attacker is not brilliant. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, how's Nketiah doing for you?
I,
How's Nketiah doing for you?
I take Gakpo at Spurs, so that tells you everything you need to like.
No, you know what? I'm gonna give Igal a little bit of slack here. As a Liverpool fan myself, I wasn't pretty.
What do you guys
what's the
think
right
of Cody
word?
Gakpo in the comments?
I
Let's have a
wasn't
look.
I wasn't pretty happy with his performance. I'd say I wasn't content at all. I think Jaden Dan is more of a striker than Gakpo is. Like Jaden Dan is more of a striker, and I'd rather see him play up front than Gakpo. I said it before. Gakpo, even though he's 6'4", even though he's quite tall and he's quite strong, doesn't use his strength and doesn't use his height to his advantages.
Let's say this: when you win, people are less like specific on scrutiny on players. Like obviously, when your team is 8th, 5th, people are like, "Yo, Gakpo has been dusty," and he's contributing to why you're 10th or 8th or 5th. But when you win the league or top of the league, he's part of the cog. So like, it's harder to like for me to sit there and criticize him because he might not be scoring GA, but he's doing something correct because you're still winning games and you're still getting over the line. It's like The guy saying lucky, but you don't see a lot of you don't see a lot of goals. So like, how can it be luck if your defense is good?
That game was the definition of luck of the draw. But Vader, talk to me.
That's how football works, ago, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Football works like that sometimes. But fair.
Let's hear from
when your team's lucky, you see it.
No, but the thing is luck is one of these things where it's like
you make your luck.
It is a good example. Arsenal versus Luton, yeah. On the game, Arsenal created enough chances to win the game. Luton scored very low-level chances, but if one watched the game, one could make the argument that Arsenal were lucky, to beat Luton in how they scored their winning goal, when they scored their winning goal. But based on the game, they weren't really lucky. So when you say luck, I'll say depends on which way you're looking at it. Because if you've spent the whole game dominating a team, then scoring in the 90-something minute, is that lucky? Or is that you just kept going and didn't give up?
Yeah. No, I hear that point.
Yeah.
If you've been the team that's creating more chances, holding the most possession, keeping the other team under threat, and you get a late goal winner, you really don't categorize that as luck. You categorize that as just being persistent. But I think this game, and Liverpool fans, you'll never hear it from Ram or any other, but they all need to, and Jay, you'll appreciate this. Every Liverpool fan need to zip the lip, no longer talk about the non-call or ref decision that cost them the win early in the year. You got your favor back. You got your back. You got the everything was right now. I don't want to hear Ram or any Liverpool fan talk about refs and they owe us one. You just got it versus that Forest game. It's over. In what sense? He literally handed you the ball when it was not your ball to have in the 90th minute of the game. Literally gave you possession that you did not deserve. Plain and simple.
Okay. That's fair. But there've been other calls that we've also.
Ram. No, we don't talk about other calls anymore. Ram, it's over.
Why not? Why not?
No.
Ram, don't caveat. Come on. Take accountability. Own up to the fact that I'm not calling it luck. But I'm going to say it's very fortunate. There's a difference.
So it's fortunate. It's fortunate. But like at the end of the day, I'm still going to complain if it goes against us. And I'm still calling it out if it goes.
No one said that. He said don't go back to it. He never said can't complain.
Don't go back to the Spurs call. The Spurs call is over with.
Yeah.
It's nullified.
That was just pure stupidity.
It's nullified though. It's all even now. Don't go back to the Spurs call.
No, we'll go back to it.
So, speaking about luck. Ches, your side is seemingly unlucky. And that brings us nicely onto the Chelsea segment where Chelsea this weekend, they actually showed a bit of backbone, bit of fight at 2-1. The chants in the crowd were very colourful. Very colourful chants. Yeah. Like this show is before 9 o'clock, so I can't repeat the chants, but they had expletives in them, and they were like beat Blowley. Yeah, they were like beat Blowley, not beat like.
We get it.
They get it. It's like so. Todd Bowley was getting it. There were no Egbali chants. I think maybe his name.
There were.
Was there?
Yeah. But there was Bowley and Poch. Okay,
cool. Because did they have more variation than Chelsea? You know what? Now's not the time for
Chelsea.
So what I'm looking at here, what I'm looking at here, Ches, is you didn't win. You didn't win, but you didn't lose, and so they drew. There's another option, Monty.
But like. I just want to hear the match review.
His team is aware of it.
You said there's actually
they lost.
You watched the game here though.
I watched the full game. And Chelsea the first half played actually well.
Yeah, let me get into that because I'll give people context.
Yeah, no, give me. So as always, can we get from you what went good, what went wrong, and you know, like your overall summary?
Cool. So basically, a stat that sums up the game is Chelsea this season in the first half would be 8th with 39 points. So for context, that is, I think, 2 points behind Liverpool in 4th and 7 points behind Man City, who are first. Second half, however, we're 17th in the league. 24 points. Yeah. And we are 40 points behind Liverpool. So basically, why that's relevant is
That's a hell of a stat.
yeah, it's man. One second, let me just get something up on my laptop.
Wait,
Actually,
what
no,
was the
my
stat? Repeat that again.
I'll just say it again. Yeah? Basically, I got if you saw my TikTok. Yeah, we're 8th in the league for first half points. So in the first half, the points we accumulated would be 8th. That's only 2 points behind Liverpool, who are top, and 7 points behind City, who are second. In the second half of the games, however, we're 17th in the league, bro. 24 points, 40 points behind Liverpool, who are top. So why that is very, what's it called?
That's the experience showing.
Is what?
Hey, Chad, where's Arsenal, man? Where's Arsenal? You forgot about Arsenal. You mentioned City, but
We don't use Arsenal as a benchmark because they don't win anything.
No. But
anyway,
later into games, the experienced players.
Let me talk about the game first.
All right, so let's let Ches make his points about the game, and we can critique him afterwards. But Ches, back to you.
On the game, why I read that out first for you meant to understand who didn't watch it. I know Jay watched a little bit. Is the first half, it was calm. Passing the ball around. Brentford didn't really create much. You would expect them to put in crosses and stuff. Didn't happen really. We had loads of possession. I think like 75%. It was crazy. There barely any touches, barely any shots in the game. We scored a really good goal as well with Gusto. Jackson missed a sitter before they went around the goalkeeper and missed one. And then Jackson scored a good header from Gusto's cross. And I mean, a few chances to make it 2-0, then hit half time. You're probably thinking, yeah, same thing again. Go out. These man just got rattled. Frank just said, yo, press them, cross into the box. And they literally went prime Stoke City, Burnley football back in the day with Sean Dyche. Cross in the box, headers, and their goals weren't very pretty goals. Wish's goal was good, but the way it even fell to him was just a bit fortunate. And that's how we were 2-1 down. So literally in the space of like 10 minutes, it was 1-1. And then before you knew it, it was like 2-1. And I'm literally sitting there going, they're not that good. They hadn't won one game. I think they'd won one game in like 12.
Yeah, they're in a bad run of form.
I think they lost like 10 in 12. So during the game, I didn't think we would lose. Even when we were losing, I was like, they aren't that good. So when we scored the equalizer, I was like, we have a chance to score. A few chances, didn't take them, and the 2-2. So that's basically the story of our season where on paper, and even against City, Liverpool, not United so much, we could probably deserve to win those games. Like the way it went, but we just don't have the tactical nous and decision making from Poch to help us. And then Gal will easily just say experience. But my problem is this: there's only so much the attack can do if the defense is weak. So even if we miss 10 sitters, it doesn't mean that the defense can concede.
But this is it. Ches, can I just ask quickly? Can I just quickly ask in terms of your observation? It's a pretty good synopsis. I agree with a lot of what you said. My issue is that a number of people have spoken about needing to reconstruct the Chelsea attack to an extent. You know, still needing more.
Everything okay?
Not you, but other people in the fan base. So, but when I hear you now saying that the defense needs work, that then makes me think, hold on, you spent
no, JJ. Oh wait, I didn't mean to say that. What I'm trying to say was when people use the excuse of, oh, you missed chances, because there was a few missed chances in that game. Palmer missed a sitter. I don't know if you saw the highlights, but Gusto runs through. It's 4-2. He cuts it back. Great pass, by the way. And Palmer doesn't score it. So why I was going to push back on the experience element, because people usually talk about experience of our attack, not our defense. So when people say that, I'm like, just because Palmer's a sitter doesn't mean Wissa can score a head kick in the box. So it's like the experience element. And how can we can like 8th in the league first half and second half is 17th? Now, if it happens once or twice, you can say, yo, that inexperience there, he shouldn't have done that. When it happens over sustained sample size, you have to look more intricately at why it happens. Like make a hypothesis on what happens. In my opinion, he tells them to be too relaxed. I think he tells them to calm down. That's not what you do against Brentford away from home is calm down, bro. You know they're going to come at you. That's what you don't do. You don't tell them we're going to chill, just do the same tiki-taka. Then you get hit with long balls and everyone's panicking like, oh, yo.
Yeah, that was to me, that was a clear adjustment by Brentford at halftime. and Chelsea. It took Chelsea a long
20,
time.
25 minutes to clock it.
Yeah, it took like as in you
Oh,
could
then
have
it
been
was too
more.
late.
Yeah, you could have been 3 back. You could have been 3-1 or something by the time you guys adjusted. So I completely see that. From just to understand from your point of view, then ask the panel. Are you essentially thinking at this point in time there's almost no chance of Europe next season again unless you win the FA Cup?
Europe is gone. Where are they in the table?
No, I'm on to you. The irony is we're not that far away from that Conference League and that. We're actually not. But I don't think we're going to get it because I was earmarking this game as like a chance to get these wins which can help you, right? We would have been on 38 points. I think 2 points behind 7th. So look how easy that is. 2 points with like 10, 11 games to go. Now it's 36 points. So now it's a bit more like you're relying too much on others.
Bro,
so
you have to rely on West Ham fucking up Newcastle, Brighton, and Wolves.
Yo, I didn't know the battle for mid-table was so aggressive.
That's a good race.
Wow.
That's a good race.
That's an elite race, isn't it? Look at it down there.
I mean, Monty, they're closer to Europe than you are closer to top 4, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't ask you anything, man.
That's it, right, innit?
That's mad. That's mad. Fulham. You're looking over your shoulder at Fulham. Who's below Fulham?
No. So for Europe, the reason why it's a no is because of Poch. If we didn't have Poch and we had a new manager coming in, let's say 2 months ago, last month, I would be very, very serious.
Listen, Chaz, listen. We were all here last season when you guys said the same thing when you said,
"Bro, you man."
So whilst I'm not saying that it's not possible, we have all seen this episode before when you brought in an interim. And would you worse? That's
why I said keep him. That's why I said keep him. I never been put out.
Yeah. You have to keep him because basically, based on what
I
you
don't
did
want
last
to change
season,
the way through. Yeah,
and what changed to instill tactics that you're going to change again in the summer for a new manager doesn't make sense.
Hold on. I got a question.
Wait. You're backing Poch? You're backing Poch?
You just completely dismissed the context of the conversation.
No, he's basically saying he has to stay until the summer because there's just no one else, and
I just don't want to see another mischange and have another dire end.
No, but didn't your fans basically say F off Maurizio during the game?
Yeah, they're away fans. Of course they can say that. They pay their money and go.
So they've turned on the manager.
Yeah, he's gone. He's a dead man walking. But my point is, if it was up to me, I would personally, as much as it's dumb to say it, just keep him in so that you don't have another manager coming in.
Like a Lampard coming late.
Interesting. Chelsea fans in the comments.
What's the chances of us landing? What's the
lie?
What you say?
He said good comments. Chelsea fans in the comments.
Listen, I literally have people behind me cooking, so it's like, what can I do?
Yeah. Doesn't mean that you need to join in, Miguel. And so
hold on. No, I had a question for Ches. So
no, but the thing is that
I don't watch Chelsea like for a full 90 minutes week in, week out. So
I love Monty because he's like, I don't watch Chelsea, but I'm gonna offer an opinion anyway.
I'm offering an opinion. It's a question.
Go on, speak out.
It's a question. In your 90 minutes when you're watching Chelsea, are you telling me that the distinct difference between the first half and the second half is that wide of a gap?
Yeah, it is quite big.
Well, I can give you examples if you want.
No, but
it is. Just look at the Arsenal game.
Oh, I could give you 3 games which you'll all remember. City 2 weeks ago, Brentford yesterday, Arsenal at home.
I was actually gonna throw in the West Ham game as well.
You know what, guys?
I was gonna throw the West Ham game as well.
Guys.
Vader has to go in like 4 minutes. Let him get a say on this.
Yeah, wait.
Vader, what are you saying on Chelsea before we move on?
Wait.
Yo, Monty,
Monty, relax. You took a slapping today. Now, what I'll say with Chelsea is, listen, it's going to be the same ongoing story in the entire season. Manager, players, are the players going to be able to play to what they're needed based off their price tag? Is the manager going to be able to know who's good, who's not, who can run a system? It's going to be ongoing. Is there really anything that the fan base should be eager and excited about for them to achieve? Squeaking into 5th place, I really don't see that possible. But even if they do it, it's not going to be based off of any consistent play or a run or a great run.
No way.
Yeah, so Ches doesn't even think getting into that 5th is possible because a lot above them is going to have to go wrong for them to actually make that happen.
Wait, on your point before you leave, the ideal scenario for me, being objective, would be You don't make Europe. You get a competent manager in, and then you literally bang everything on getting the new players in, this striker you need, whatever, to get Europe next season 100%. You have to just gamble on that.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have to like go from the age bracket of like 22 and just hope a 25-year-old now, a bit more experience comes in and does the job.
Yeah. You look at all the clubs; they have an anchor of players, and I'm not going to say they need to be old veterans, but you need to have some experienced players within the spine of your team. And again, because you have Silva, who's not healthy enough, but I think was going to be part of that defensively. But the game's past him. I think many would say. I think if you can get one or two, because you want people that are going to be an extension of the manager. You guys obviously don't agree with Poch being the manager. So whoever comes in needs to be able to have that spine, and then you guys move. But it's going to be a next year, not this year. It'll be next year. You go and do your thing. So, fellas, thanks for having me on the show. I'm going to go help my daughter with her homework. And again, I'm going to see you next week, Ram. Next week, title decided.
Looking forward to it.
Are you guys playing each other next week?
Yeah,
yeah, we're playing each other next week. Don't act like you don't know, Yigal. You circled that on your calendar.
He's defo been like
somebody's dropping points. Let's get it.
Now, which fan is Yigal going to be next week? Is he going to be a City fan or is he going to be a Liverpool fan?
I want City to win because I want Liverpool to finally get dropped off their perch.
That is actually sad. That is actually sad.
Okay. I'll let you guys talk about it.
I'm thinking about what benefits me the most.
Yeah, and you're not going to. So basically, if City wins, then you're not going to win the. You're not going to win the league.
You do not want City to win. No way.
Bro, one second. Hear me out. This is my logic. City beat Liverpool. They dropped them off their perch. We beat City. We dropped City off our perch. Everything's in our hands from there.
Yeah, you thought about this way.
No, not necessarily, girl.
Listen, do you want me to bring up the graphic?
Ram, he's saying,
we're saying, or are we going to stay on Chelsea?
We're 3 points ahead. We're 3 points ahead.
A little bit of the title race because we're going to finish off on Villa. We're going to finish off on Villa and Tottenham, so we can go. Okay. We can talk a little bit about the title race now.
So look at this, right? We've now after we play Sheffield United, this is pretty much we're going to go into this bracket here.
You have the hardest running, Igal.
You look at. I think City have the hardest running, but
no, you have the hardest running, Igal. You have
City,
the hardest.
City literally played Liverpool.
You have to go to United. You have to go to Tottenham. You have to go to.
And you don't have a good record as well.
And you've got to go to City. So that's 4 tough away games. That's 4 away games.
Now we get another. Fair enough. Now we get another excuse. Thank you. There you go. What do you call
what excuse? You spent 120 million pounds on Declan Rice. Don't try.
No, Ram, don't nibble, man. You're too early. Come, bro.
No. You guys want to say I didn't say we have the hardest.
Bro, that Wolves away game doesn't look nice either. By the way,
hey, Jay, let go say his thing.
I didn't say we have the hardest running. You did. So basically, my logic is this. We go. We see whoever drops points. Preferably, you would want Liverpool to drop points because they're currently top by 2 points ahead of Arsenal. So if City win, it's literally 1 point. If Liverpool win, it stays a 2-point gap as long as we continue to win our games. But then City potentially drop out of the race. I think it's a better chance of Liverpool winning more of their games. So they would need to. I would need City to beat Liverpool. Liverpool's run seems easy compared to the rest of us.
It does seem a lot easier than the team. The first City's last 4 games, the final 2.
City's last 4 games are going to be easy. So basically, I'm hoping for the Tottenham away game to be where they slip up. In addition to the game,
look at your last 5 games you got. Wolves, Tottenham, and United away.
In addition to the Arsenal game. So I'm hoping we can get something from the City game.
City's run is pretty hard, you know.
Then it goes to a situation where you look at our run, and I'm saying to myself, I don't care what anybody tells me. My team needs to show up every single week from now to the end of the season. Versus Chelsea, even though the game's being postponed, we should win that game. Brentford, Sheffield United, Luton, Brighton, Aston Villa at home relatively should be a good game for us. Wolves away is a tough game at the Molineux, but we should still win. Tottenham away, Manchester United away is going to decide this league title for Arsenal.
By the way, Gal, our game against Everton is now postponed to the second last game of the season.
Oh wow!
Ooh, that's gonna decide the title also. Honestly, you want to know something,
You
Ram?
got Everton away.
One second.
Heart and
Why?
souls into
We
Why-
could win the league at
Listen,
Goodison Park.
guys, my prediction by the end of April, Liverpool's out of the title race.
Whoa.
Bro.
By
Hey,
the
Gal,
end
what's
of
your-
April.
Hey, you got.
What's your reasoning behind what's your
Out
reasoning
of the
behind
title
Liverpool?
race, not even third, out of the race. Just
But
out.
Jay, I think Agal's reasoning is like the injuries. But he's forgetting that Klopp.
My reasoning is the
Like,
injuries, the fact that they're still in majority of the cups, plus they're going to be putting out a stronger team in the Europa League group stages, and the group stage of the Europa League is every week.
Who we
Don't
got in
forget
the
that.
Europa League, Gal?
I don't. I think you
Sparta
got Slavia
Prague, yeah.
Prague or something like that.
Yeah, Sparta Prague.
Listen,
Prague.
It's not even
it doesn't
it's
really
not even
matter.
Slavia Prague, the better
It's
one.
Republic,
It doesn't
innit?
really
Yeah.
Ram. My point is the fact that you're going to be playing every single week, plus you're in all the cup competitions. It's
Don't you
going to
have
be a
Porto at
massive,
home soon?
and you
going
have
on?
injuries.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
we're
hoping
gonna
that
beat-
they
we're gonna
lose
beat
so they have
Porto.
an easier set of games.
So, Gal, what about you in Champions
We're gonna
League?
beat
What about
Porto.
City in Champions League?
We're going to beat Porto, but understand that the Champions League you only play every 2 weeks. Where Liverpool with
No,
the
you
Europa
don't.
League,
No, you
No,
don't.
right. Can I say
No,
something
you
to a
don't.
Gal?
He hasn't
Monty,
been
can
in
I
the
say something to a Gal? Can I say
He
something to a
hasn't
Gal?
been in it
Come
for
back
a
on
while.
camera, man. I need to
He's
see you.
forgotten
I need to
what
see
it's
you.
like.
Monty, can I say something to a Gal? A Gal, his points, without context, sound nice. He's forgetting Liverpool, literally 2 seasons ago, made a final of the Champions League, and on the last day of the season, lost by 1 goal.
Yeah.
So he's basically trying to say like, oh, they can't do both. We're not
that's
you.
even better.
They're not
Liverpool,
you.
you're
Like, Liverpool
bragging
and
about them
City
losing.
win both. City literally won a treble last year. Why do you keep mentioning
Listen,
Champions League? I don't get it.
City scare me more than Liverpool. I think that's understandable and respectable.
The irony is Liverpool in the league. If you have to,
when it comes to who's more likely to fall out of this title race, I think City beat Liverpool, and I think Liverpool somehow dropped points in the other games because of these injuries catching up and the fact that they're playing all these games.
City haven't. I was going to say, Chet, City haven't
Bro,
beaten
I'm
us
third, but
at
I'm 2
Anfield
points
with
off top,
fans.
and you're making it seem like
The only time City have beaten us at Anfield was when we had no fans.
I don't think
Guess what?
Liverpool this season have played that well.
They could do it this
I
week.
don't even think.
You never know.
I don't even think City's playing that well right now. They're not playing badly, but they're not playing as well as I thought they would.
Liverpool are not playing well either.
Here's the problem, Miguel. They're still in all fronts. So even I can be critical and say, you know what, Liverpool injuries, they're still performing. So you're just hoping that it just falls off. What about Arsenal? You've got no experience. They've been there, done this. You've never done this before.
My man said that they play Champions League twice a week.
Football.
I was like, bro, you
exactly.
don't. No, you don't.
Twice a week.
Twice a week. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Once every 2 weeks. No, Gal, we play the same amount of games. The new rule, the way format is, we play the same amount of games. It's similar to how you play the same amount of games for Champions League. We start at the round of 16. That's the new format.
Arsenal can still win the league. What Gal's saying is not wrong. Like City beating Liverpool is good for them, and they could beat City. So I'm not saying
I didn't realize they changed the format. I haven't been in the Europa League, so my bad.
Never been in the Champions League for a long time as well, my friend.
You were there last season, Gal. You.
Last year was different format.
No, it was the same format.
No, it
It
wasn't.
changed
We
last
played
year.
Barcelona in that
was
playoff
it?
thing. It
Yeah.
wasn't. Listen,
oh my goodness, I never had to deal with
He
that.
forgets that information. He just forgets.
Forgets.
But let me
Bigger fish to fry.
Let Jay get control back of the show. I can be the Arsenal segment.
No, I want us to just.
No, we don't need Arsenal segment.
We're
finishing
off today on a joint segment, and we're going to talk about Ollie Watkins in Aston Villa, and also Tottenham in the race for, well, could be both of them finishing 4th and 5th, but at the moment it's just a race for 4th, which Villa have in their hands, and Tottenham will travel to Villa Park next weekend. In
that game, big game,
where one could make the argument if Villa win, top 4 would be theirs to lose.
No, it'd be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, let's look at what's the panel's thoughts on Ollie Watkins. First of all, Ollie Watkins, I think it's 26 goals and assists in the Premier League this season, 16 goals, 10 assists.
bro, Unai Emery, yeah, when he gets players on the side, he's cold. Like he's a good manager when it comes to like getting the most out of players. I think there's a few players. Who remembers Capu, yeah, with Villarreal? He made cold, like hard. Like he was cold. So he gets the best out of players.
He made Coquelin look like a proper box.
Bro, that midfield, the older guy as well at the back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that midfield on paper stunk.
Wait, Ram,
it just worked.
Arsenal. I think that's the team that beat Arsenal, innit? I think
it was.
But what I was going to say was, yeah, man, Ollie Watkins, bro, 16 goals, 16 goals and 10 assists is crazy. That is actually outstanding. I can't lie. So for him,
who would you rather have in your team, and like who's the better striker, Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney? Because Toney got 20 in the league last season, and now Watkins is on course to.
I think they're a bit different. They're different players.
Have you guys looked at Watkins' underlining numbers? Because it's really crazy that he's doing this.
Not only that, he should have scored more.
Yeah.
This man, and he should have scored more.
Yeah.
The man has 10 assists with an expected assist of 3.5.
Yeah.
He's
10 assists with an expected assist of 3.5.
So basically, that means that for me, that means that Villa have got ball strikers. He's laying the ball off to people like Diaby, Bailey, McGinn.
More Bailey than Diaby. Diaby's been dead this season, I can't lie.
He currently has.
He's started all right.
But also, you look at his goals. He's got 16 goals with expected 14 goals. So he's outperforming his XG also. So not only are his whole team outperforming his XG, he's also outperforming his XG, and you can tell by his assists.
What I'll tell you is though, I think this is his level. You know, like managers have a level. I feel like people that hype it up and go, "Oh, you should play for a traditional top 6 team." I don't think.
Should he start for England? I mean, should he
go
to the
Euro?
Of course.
What, to start for England?
He doesn't start for England.
Not start.
Yeah,
go.
No.
Yeah, he's going.
Bro, we 100% should be the England squad.
Watch Southgate take Eddie Nketiah. Watch Southgate take Eddie.
Why would he take Nketiah?
Why?
Be serious.
You know, he's done it before.
Man just tried to rep Nketiah.
Okay, listen. Bad example, but you guys know.
Very.
You know, Southgate does this thing where he just takes people that are not supposed to be there over guys.
He's made the English squad before in the Euros. He hasn't made tournaments.
Yeah, and Nketiah has made the England squad.
He's not made tournaments.
Not
for a tournament.
Not for a tournament, yeah.
Maybe like for a friendly with Australia or something. Sure.
But for example, Anthony Gordon should be there. Anthony Gordon should be there, and Ollie Watkins both.
This season, the attacking options.
We've got so many. You know how many? Listen, you're saying such and such should be there.
Yeah,
do you know how many players we've got? Like, as in, just look at it really simply. Yeah, you say he should go. He should go. You've got Saka and Foden who are locks. Yeah. So now already you've got someone like Bowen who, in his natural position, is not a lock.
Bro,
he's not even a lock in his natural position, but he should go. People like Rashford, Sterling, Grealish,
Sterling.
Yeah. So these
Jay,
guys.
we could talk about the midfield, bro. Man, like Declan Rice, Bellingham.
The forwards, the attack is too much, bro. It's too competitive.
Too much sauce. Too much gravy.
But then we say,
and I swear they're going back to the. Isn't it like a 25-man squad or something? 23-man squad. It's not.
It's a bigger squad. It's a 25-man squad.
Yeah, Monty's right because we know.
So hear me out. So Foden's in. Who's replacing Grealish?
Palmer.
Grealish should go. What's he?
Grealish is going, bro.
No, Jay. Let's talk about our 11.
Who's replacing Sterling? Who's replacing Sterling?
I think Sterling should stay. Can't lie.
He's always done well for England. He's always.
Sterling's going.
I'd take Gordon over Sterling.
No, but Jay, on form, Sterling might not be as good as Gordon, but Sterling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For England, he turns up for England in big tournaments. So that's something that might go into Southgate's head.
So I'm looking at the team that they had last year, March. So the goalkeepers, they had Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale, Nick Pope. Who's the other two goalkeepers with Pickford now?
Keep those three. Just keep those three.
Keep it.
No, I think Ramsdale doesn't get in. Jack Butland gets in, but who gets in for Pope because Pope is injured?
No, but
Butland?
Pope is
No,
injured.
Pope will be
is
fine
injured.
by the summer though.
Bro,
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay,
Pope
so
will be
so
fine.
Nick Pope,
Same
Ramsdale,
goalies.
Pickford.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Our problem
Trent-
is defense.
so Trent was
midfield and
in.
attack. Our defense,
So
our centre backs.
Trent's in now. Trippier will
Trent-
probably
No,
get
Trent will be a midfielder. He'll be playing
let
midfield.
me read out the England team. You tell
Yeah,
me
let me
who
read it out,
replaces who.
Go,
So
go.
Trent is in. Harry
Yeah.
Maguire,
Yeah.
he'll be in.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw,
Yeah,
He'll be in.
if he's fit.
Depends
Yeah.
on
John
Yeah.
Stones,
injuries.
John
Yeah.
Stones.
John Stones,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's in.
Who replaces Connor Cody?
Someone like
Joe
Dunk,
Gomez.
maybe Dunk
Joe
or
Gomez.
Colwell or
I-
Dunk or Gomez.
I think
Cole,
Gomez. I think.
Cole's been playing a lot. He did say if he plays a lot, he'll bring.
Okay,
I think.
who
I think. I
replaces
think.
Oh,
Reece
actually, to be
James?
fair, there's Gahey, Colwell.
Gahey's
Dunk.
he's not having a good season.
Okay,
so
so
Yeah,
I
but
Guehi's
they like him though, don't
No,
they?
no,
They like
but
him.
what's his name? Consa.
Who else is there? Who else is there?
Okay.
Concept
I
for
don't
So
know if
guys,
Conte gets in.
So guys, hear me out. So this is what we need. We need one center. We need We need three center backs and a right back. So Trippier is the right back because Reece James is out of the picture.
No. By the time the tournament
Oh
comes
wait,
round,
Reece is gonna be fit. Reece will be fit.
Reece James will
Yeah.
have the shirt back by then.
I think Trippier is in no matter what.
No,
Set
Trippier,
pieces and
Trippier must
set
be
pieces.
34 by the time that tournament
No,
rolls
but
round.
set pieces. Who's taking free kicks?
oh, you know what? Gal's right though.
Hey, Trent,
He'll
if
put-
Trent's playing midfield, he can take the free
Ram's right. If
kicks.
Trent goes midfield,
Yeah,
he'll
so-
bring James and
So
And
Trippier.
Walker. Yeah.
Here's my thoughts. I think Levi Colwell is in. I think Mark Guehi's in because he was in the team for the internationals. I think most recently when they faced Switzerland and Cote d'Ivoire.
Will make the squad.
Tyrone Mings is out of the picture. Connor Cody's out of the picture. And I think Reece James, if he's not fit, he's going to be out of the picture. And it's going to
He'll
be a
be fit,
situation we're going to have.
Obviously,
Where you're going to have
If
Kieran
he's fit,
Trippier.
yeah, he'll be in.
You're going to
I
have
think you
Kieran
guys-
Trippier. You're going to have Kieran Trippier. And who are the
Wait,
other
how's
two?
Joe Gomez been?
Oh, Walker.
I don't
Walker.
know, innit?
Joe
I
Gomez.
think you guys are making.
Gomez could
I think
definitely be in because he'd be very versatile in a
Will
tournament
Kyle
like
Walker
this.
be fit
Gomez-
and available? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Walker. Walker.
I
Yeah,
would
so
100% Joe Gomez would 100% go if I was like
Joe Gomez, he'll
play
provide.
left back, right back, centre back.
He could
He's
even
actually
play
played
DM
well
if he
left
really
back
wanted
this
to. If he really
Okay,
wanted to,
so,
he could play
so
DM.
let's shift to the midfield. Midfield, you need 6 people.
Mm.
Okay, you got Jude Bellingham,
Bellingham, Maddison,
Declan Rice. Jude Bellingham.
Hold on,
Let me.
Well,
I'm
Rice
reading it off.
got-
I'm reading off the actual sheet. So
Yeah,
Jude
yeah.
Bellingham, Declan Rice are still in the team and they're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Jordan Henderson needs to be replaced. Connor
Yeah.
Gallagher, we need to have a conversation if he will be replaced.
Gallagher will 100% be in the squad.
And the other
100%
two were Mason Mount and James Ward-Prowse. They need to be replaced.
Okay,
Mason
so
Mount, though. Mason
I
Mount,
would
though.
actually say
Maddison will go in.
I would say I
No,
think it'll be
Madison will
Madison and Maino.
I don't think Madison's gonna make it.
I think Madison will make it.
The
I
reason
think
why
Madison-
is just gone.
Everyone needs to give me 4 names. That's what
Yeah,
it
but
is.
let's just explain why.
No, I was gonna say it's difficult, Jay, because he's not gonna have too many creative players in his midfield.
Yeah.
He'll have like 1 or 2, but he'll have wingers who can do that too. That's why he might choose Bowen or Palmer because they could do both. Whereas Madison can't do the same job.
I think the mid.
yeah.
I think the midfield will be Bellingham, Trent, and Rice.
Bellingham.
That'll be the midfield.
Bellingham.
I actually think
We're not talking about who's starting. We're talking about who is
Yeah,
the other 4
yeah.
midfielders with Bellingham and Rice.
Yeah, for me, I look at it and I say that Gallagher is definitely going to make the squad. I think Maino will be very close, to the squad.
too
What about
early,
Curtis
too early.
Jones?
No. You guys say it's too. Like I'm looking at it and it's like you got to for that position, his position in the squad. We don't have a lot of players in the position that Kobe plays.
There's people
And
who
the
do
players that
it.
are ahead of him are like Phillips and Henderson. And by next summer, I don't think that you can justifiably say that I want to play for Calvin Phillips over Kobe Maino. Nobody
the
will
Euros is
accept
this
that.
summer, bro. The Euros is this summer.
By this summer, Kobe Maino should be ahead of Phillips in the
Listen,
pecking
if he
order.
performs like how he is now,
If he keeps it up for the end of the season, I think he can sneak in.
But my thing is, Curtis Jones, for example, would have more of a case because he's been around.
Okay, what about people like Curtis
Ross
Jones? What
Barkley.
about Eze? Eze's we've not heard his name.
Eze
Not
was
just
picked-
Eze.
in the squad before he got injured.
You have James Ward-Prowse as well. You have players.
Oh yeah, I forgot about James Ward-Prowse.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's also not just the traditional top. Look at like other
Yeah,
teams.
Eze and Ward-Prowse.
Can I give you my four? My
Go on.
four are Conor Gallagher, Ross Barkley, right? And
Barkley?
then
Yeah, he's
Ross
the
Barkley, Conor Gallagher, Ross Barkley, Curtis Jones, and Maino.
Okay, wait.
Where's
do you
Madison?
think-
Where's Madison?
Madison?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Replace Maino with Madison. My bad.
Wait.
What?
How do you know? Do you genuinely think Southgate will pick? What's
He's
his
not going
name?
to choose Maynard,
Barkley.
bro.
Barkley.
I
do you
think
really
I
Yeah,
think
he-
Ross Barkley.
I think Barkley.
I think Ross.
I think
Once
Southgate
again,
could.
I think Ross Barkley has a case to be starting, and he's the number one.
he
Jordan
has a
Henderson.
case- No, not.
I think he's the number one
He has a
closest
case to be
player.
on the
Miguel,
team.
please stop.
He
One
won't
second,
start.
Madison.
Stop.
Let me
No,
land.
Miguel,
Let me land.
no.
Let me land. I think he's the
You're-
number
you're-
one
no, there's
closest
bad
thing.
turbulence, Miguel, man.
He's
Bad
the better version of Jordan Henderson.
No, but
No, Gallagher.
I'm saying
Gallagher's a better version than him.
Gallagher, yeah, Gallagher. And also Gallagher's not as good a passer as Henderson is.
selecting him.
No,
There's
but
problem with
Henderson wasn't a
selecting
great
him, but
passer.
do you think-
He was a bet,
do you
but he
think
was more of a
Southgate
he
will
could
play him?
he could
I
recycle
think
the ball
Ross
better than
Barkley.
he-
I think Ross Barkley has been the third best English midfielder this season,
No, but
Behind
that's
you.
fine. But I'm
Behind
saying,
you.
do you really think
behind
Southgate
Jude
will
Bellingham
pick
and Declan Rice.
Third best.
What?
Yes.
Madison.
I feel
I
like
think
a
he's
girl's
been better than
overplaying him.
Madison.
He's basically-
Yeah,
I think
and
he's been
also,
better than
also,
Miguel,
Igal, can
he
I be
played-
clear? Hold on, Igal, can I just say that one thing is that I think that sometimes shining for a Luton is a lot easier than shining for a top 6 team. So you can see what Madison's been doing for Spurs, and because it's at Spurs, you
Bro.
expect the expectation
but-
of what you're seeing.
but who
It
was-
doesn't wow you. But if Madison
Who
was
was
playing
Gallagher?
fucking for Sheffield United and
second.
doing the exact same thing at Spurs,
Who
you'd be
was
like,
in
oh my
England's
god.
midfield
That's-
for-
Gal, that's
who
one
was
thing, yeah.
Who was in England's midfield for the World Cup? It was two people in
No,
lower
but Gal,
table.
can I say one thing? Conor Gallagher's played for Chelsea and he gets slated, and we don't think he's doing that well. He's
Yeah.
probably is doing quite good. So
Yeah.
Ross Barkley playing good for Luton doesn't diminish his quality, but it's
Because
like
when Gallagher
Yeah,
was
so-
playing for Crystal Palace, we
We were all
Crystal
raving
Palace-
about him. We
you
were
was
raving about him.
him.
You
You
were
were saying,
raving,
"Oh
Papa.
my god, we need
now
him."
Chelsea is like, oh, you're
And now Chelsea is
shocking.
All right, fair enough.
Good
Fair enough.
example.
Let's see what people
What
in the
about
comments have to
Diallo
say.
on loan at Sunderland? Now he gets back to United, it's whatever.
And
but at Sunderland, it's
let's
like,
not
get
forget.
this
let's-
man in the starting lineup.
Well, is
And
everyone
Jay,
considering
let's not
Foden?
forget, Bob played for Everton.
Foden's
He
a
played for Everton,
forward.
he played for
He'll be a
Chelsea.
forward.
Does
Wasn't good.
anyone
Yeah,
consider
very good
Foden a
point. Very good
midfielder?
point, Ram.
Does anyone
No,
here
he'll be a
consider
forward.
Foden a
He'll be a
midfielder?
forward.
I think he's a forward, 10
Forward.
or
Because
wing.
you got people saying Foden over Barkley. I don't think Foden, Jude, and Rice works.
Foden, Jude,
how
Rice.
Foden-
No, I don't. You just
No,
played
I-
Foden on the
You
right.
need Foden on the wing.
I think
Yeah.
for me, I think Bellingham's going to play more as a 10. Do you know what I
He
mean?
has
So
to.
yes,
That's what he's been playing all
he's not
season.
playing in a double pivot. So
Oh, what
For me-
formation did he last use? Sorry, Jay. What formation
Nah,
did he
it's a-
last use? Do you know?
he used the
So you can check.
4-3-3.
What 4-3-3 though? It's many.
So like 4, and we had
Two DMs.
two
Two DMs.
D- with 2 DMs at
One
So
times.
is it Ram knows about this? Is it a holding midfield? So like, is it straight?
So if you remember,
Or-
so like we used to have like Rice and Phillips as a 2.
Jay, I know. I think I know what Jay's on about, and I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Playing Bellingham and Trent will be what England fans wanted Gerrard and Lampard to play.
Yeah, but it won't work because
It won't
Bellingham-
work. It won't work. It won't
No,
work.
but you
It
have
work-
to play Trent specifically. You have to
They
put
both
Trent in
want
a
to
specific
vacate the
role.
midfields. They both
No,
want to
but you-
vacate
you
the
have- you have to
midfields.
Bellingham
make-
has to be further
No, but
forward
you have to
because
play Trent
this season-
specifically.
I
He needs
think-
to be in
yeah.
those wide areas.
I think
Yeah,
I
but
think Trent.
that means
I
that
think
means
Trent
he's
works.
moving from his base position
I
out
think
wide.
Trent works.
He's bombing forward. Big hole in midfield where the two people, where these two false midfielders.
Are you going to say
That's
Trent
the point.
works as like a right, like playing right centre mid and drifting to that
I
right?
think Trent works when they
But
do
there's a gap
something
there
like
now because he constantly drifts
Yeah.
out there. So I mean,
When-
it's
when
just
they-
like,
when
okay,
they're-
That means you need someone to like go into his half. You know what I'm saying? Go back
then,
there.
so who's the natural defensive player who's going to cover that space
Yeah,
if you
people are
also play
saying
Bellingham there?
Foden
Who
in
wants
the
to
ten.
go
Right.
forward?
Foden's
Nice.
not starting over
He's going to
Jude
have to be
Bellingham.
pulling
I'm
double
sorry.
duty.
Foden's not starting over Jude.
Ooh,
Unless
that's
you
a
play
big.
Trent.
I don't think that's.
Jude will
I don't
be
think
in
that's
the
common
10.
knowledge. You know.
Jude-
I don't
You know
think-
Jude would
what?
be
You know
in
what?
the 10.
You know,
Come
you know,
on.
we're getting
Come
to
on.
we are getting to a point where Foden and
He's
Saka
better than Bellingham in
and
10.
Bellingham are all undroppable. So,
Yeah, but you see Foden.
And-
Foden
and
can be out
Kane.
on the wing, but then
And Kane,
Bellingham, the things
There
that
you
he's
go.
been doing this season for Real Madrid have been in that 10 position.
Adele, would you say Foden is better? You say Bellingham's better than Foden in a 10. I think Foden's better than a 10 and Bellingham's an 8.
Oh, it's a hell of a question, man. I don't know.
Foden is world class, bro.
So if you're gonna ask Bellingham to be more of a defensive player,
it's a lot more defensive and pragmatic. So the likelihood is you don't want Bellingham going that way when the way
I'd like to compare it is almost like look at it like almost like I would be like say like Dele Alli. So Bellingham plays the 10 more like a Dele Alli type 10. Do you know what I mean? A crasher, yeah. But he can go both ways. If you look at then you look at somebody else like a more creative number 10. That's Foden. You know, more of a playmaker.
I think this is a great video.
So you got playmaker 10 or you got crasher 10. Which kind of 10 do you want? Yeah.
But think about it as well. It also depends on the opposition.
But you know what, guys?
Then you get something like Musiala.
Guys, we gotta move on to this last segment, which is the attack. So you have Saka, Harry Kane, Foden are locks. Are Sterling and Jack Grealish locks? Yes or no?
Saka, Harry Kane.
I think Grealish is a lock. Sterling isn't.
Is Rashford a lock?
No.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
I think he might go, but he's not.
I think he might go, but he's not a lock.
No, Jay, he's gonna go. I said.
He's gonna go, but I'm not guaranteed he's gonna go. I don't know if he'll go.
The only questionable one is Sterling.
One second, let me say something. Southgate traditionally picks only 7 attackers. We've already named 3 that are locks. You have 4 more positions.
If you're telling me Rashford,
who are those 4?
Right, because the problem is, someone like Maddison being counted as an attacker or a midfielder?
He's a midfielder. He's a midfielder.
Nah.
So you have Anthony Gordon, Ollie Watkins, Marcus Rashford, and the last one is.
Bro, I can't be wasting my names on those first 3 names.
Gordon has.
How are those the first 3 names out of your mouth? I can't be wasting my.
Okay, these are the options. Okay, Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, Rashford, Ollie Watkins, Anthony Gordon,
Cole Palmer.
And then Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Is there any more attackers?
Ivan
Tony, Jared Bowen.
Tony won't make it.
Tony Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Tony Wilson not gonna make it, bro. He only brings up
Wilson, Tammy Abraham, Jack Grealish. I don't think Jack Grealish makes it.
Jack Grealish will make it, bro.
Grealish go, surely.
Grealish is not going to make it on merit this year if you put him in.
No, he will make it on merit. He'll make it on merit, bro. He'll make it.
He'll make it. We'll worry about merit later, Igal. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's a good debate, but I think Sterling
if Grealish makes it, then Raheem Sterling automatically is in on the
he dropped him last time, bro.
No.
He dropped him the last squad.
Because the thing is that if you've got someone like Gordon and then you pick a Rashford, you don't need Sterling's profile. Like as in like you've got it covered in those other guys. It's these some of these players are stylistic 1-for-1s. You can only pick one of them.
Foden's a lock. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Foden's a lock. Foden's a lock. Kane's a lock. Saka's a lock.
Raheem's a lock.
I wouldn't even say Grealish is a lock. I think he'll go heavily, but I can't say he's a lock based on the talent that's
based on performance. Ollie Watkins is a lock.
Ollie Watkins is a lock. I think Ollie Watkins is more of a lock than most of these other players.
100% going there. You can't.
Okay.
You can't leave that. You can't leave that.
So let me give you guys a list. So we have 2 spots left. Okay. You guys are saying Ollie Watkins a lock, Jack Grealish and Sterling are a lock. That means there's 1 position left.
No, Sterling.
Jay, you know who's making it?
That 1 position can go to Cole Palmer.
Oh, really?
Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon. Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon, Ivan Toney, or Sterling. Those are the 2 positions.
If out of those, Sterling will make it. The reason why is because Gerard Bowen plays the exact same formation as Saka does and Foden does. So no, hold on. But he started playing up front recently as well. So now he's added a bit of versatility. Kane Watkins, bro. Kane Watkins.
But you can take him as a third. So you got Kane, Watkins, Bowen. Yeah.
No. Bro.
Wait, you guys said Rashford's a lock, right?
Who's
more of a lock, Rashford or Sterling?
Rashford.
Tough, isn't it?
I think Rashford has more of a case than Foden to start on the left.
Man,
Are you, bro? Why do you keep disrespecting Foden? Why are you?
I'm
doing
not
this?
disrespecting Foden.
Foden's
I'm
not
just
for
saying.
England, bro. No matter
nah,
where.
Egal, the comments right. You are sleeping on Foden right now.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. There's no dropping Foden. Like you have to play him, bro.
Yeah, Foden
Out
has
wing,
to play.
left wing or 10.
Foden has
Like,
to play. Even if we pull him off after 60 minutes, because
Gordon
he's been
Saka.
underwhelming, we
Stop
still have to
Gordon
start his
Saka,
ass.
Okay. So just so we can get it clear, Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins, those are the strikers.
Yeah, I'm
Saka
saying that.
and Foden on the right, Jack Grealish and Rashford on the left, or Jack Grealish and Sterling on the left.
I agree with you, man. It'd probably be Rashford or Sterling, if I'm being honest.
Rashford and Sterling. Okay. And then are
No,
we saying
no,
Jack
no,
Grealish?
Rashford over Sterling. So it'd be Rashford
Okay,
and Grealish.
Rashford over Sterling.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the final spot in the team, because you guys put Jack Grealish in as a lock, it goes between Anthony Gordon, Sterling, Ivan Toney, Cole Palmer. Who gets it?
If that's the list, it's probably going to be Sterling. He's probably the most like.
Sterling.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I think something.
Anthony Gordon and Cole Palmer get snubbed.
I think something's happened between Sterling and Southgate. Like, as in, they used to be bosom buddies, best of friends. Like, even, do you not remember when he choked out Gomez on international duty and he still got called back again? Bro, like, imagine going on international duty and choking out a man because you got bullied up the previous Sunday. That's like, and he still got called back in.
Yeah,
like, so
fine.
obviously, people don't understand if somebody does that. Clearly, Southgate really liked the guy. So for you to not be making the squads now, something's changed. Yeah,
imagine.
I don't know if it's his reaction to when he got told he wasn't in the squad. I don't know if he's
you know what? Maybe we're reading into it too much. Maybe he just wasn't falling out, and he had to teach him a lesson. Like, yo, don't disrespect me.
Yeah. Maybe a little something like. I think there's definitely something a bit like, you know, like just settle here a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So we can end it off here. Jay, big up. I appreciate you holding it down. Ram, big up. Vader coming on. Ches, I think we need to do a designated video during the international break talking about some of these topics because there's so many good topics that we haven't really discussed.
There's some snazzy ones.
I noticed you guys are more heated about the who England's going to select than half of your team sometimes. Jay, did we talk about Tottenham?
Yeah, it's a neutral thing because you can't really have an opinion. Like, it's really subjective and objective opinions about how good you think a player is. So
did you get to speak about
what
Tottenham?
Southgate thinks or how Southgate might look at it, and it's
no,
not all
we never spoke about Tottenham.
No, it's okay. Listen, we won. It's cool. It's not like we're just going under the radar. We're not. There's a lot more interesting stuff happening than Tottenham at the moment. So I don't need my spotlight. There's a bad boy title race going on. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? Like
relegation.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Every week I'm watching. Can Chelsea break the magical 10th place bar? And it's
all right. Big up, Mendham. You have a good one.
Cheers, boys.
Love.
Big up, everybody.